Welcome to Positive Words, Positive Life. This is our very first episode. We are love. In honor of Valentine's Day, your host, Katerina and Ly Vui. Hi, everyone. I'm Ly Vui, and that means the happy or the happiness in Vietnamese. And I have Positive Words, Positive Life. And the reason why I created it was actually it came to me in a meditation. And it said, you need to create positive words, positive life. And I looked it up online and the URL was available. It was definitely a message from the universe, and I answered the calling. Now let me introduce to you my friend Katerina, co-host today. This is our very first posting on this channel. It's grown. I haven't had to do anything, and y'all have been finding me. And I don't post a lot of original content, so I thought we'd try it in 2022. What a great way to share We Are Love. This is the name of this episode. I'm going to try to post this on Valentine's Day. And Katerina and I met each other. How many years has it been?
2014.
Gosh. Okay, many years.
7.
And I feel like I have a lot of friends that are just beautiful, gorgeous queens that are glowing from the inside and out. I just want to mention a few things about Positive Word, Positive Life for the mission statement today. It came to me. I wasn't even thinking. I felt like it was maybe a download. But Positive Word, Positive Life is to raise the vibration of our human collective consciousness through learning and growing. And my ideas will change, and I want that. So what I talk about today, and I might not believe it tomorrow. That's just because I'm going to evolve into a different human, and we want that. But my core belief is that we are made of love. We are in the universe to share with each other. And we need to reconnect when we lose our way to the vibration of love. That is the answer for everything.
Yep.
And so we are multi-talented people, but I'm only going to focus on positive words, positive life. And Katerina also has a brand that is in alignment with this. And do you want to tell them about your brand?
What I do is I help women build confidence and community and overcome traumas and blocks through the healing arts. So I'm an artist. My background is in acting and dance and filmmaking. So these are the different modalities that I use as a form of having healing and breakthroughs. And I created a goddess lifestyle brand. I call it Greek Goddess Living. It's inspired by my ancient Greek heritage. So I get very creative with that. It's a lot of fun. I host wellness workshops and retreats, both in California and abroad in Greece or Italy for the time being. Yeah.
They look amazing. I hope someday I'll be able to go.
You will. You will.
So right now, Positive Words, Positive Life is only on Facebook, and we're going to dive into a few subjects. Katerina and I talk all the time, and we have these amazing downloads between the two of us and many, 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 many breakthroughs. I feel like it would be helpful to share what we are experiencing. Hopefully we'll have a breakthrough today, but we're also—
I already had one.
Oh, really? You did? You did?
Right before we got
Amazing.
On here.
Okay.
Because you know how we talked about we want to make this like very, intuitive and candid. And I love that because that's really how I work most of the time. I prepare lightly, but most of my best work happens intuitively when I connect, right?
Same.
And I think it's worth mentioning how we define positive, the idea of positive and negative. For me, for example, a lot of negative emotions or seemingly negative, like anxiety, depression, sadness. Those things are really, really crucial tools in guiding me to understand myself deeper and to heal more deeply. So I try to get clear on what I believe positive means. It's not like positive is happy and wonderful and everything's perfect, and then negative is depressed and anxiety and everything's horrible. I don't think it's like that. I think it's like a dance, right?
Yeah.
I think we have to dance through these ups and downs, and that for me, positive is anything that propels me forward.
Yes.
and generates energy, right? That's what makes
Yes.
it positive. Doesn't mean it's happy all
Exactly.
the time.
Yes. Yes.
And I
Yes.
thought that was so important for your audience
Yes.
too, right? Because positive might look ugly.
It's okay to be ugly. You love yourself through the ugly, and that's the positive part.
Yes. Or you find the meaning, because that's stress, anxiety, that's all signs and clues to something. Something needs some calibration. Like,
Yes.
I'm not 100% in alignment. Let me
Yes.
get back to my truth. And in the end, even having depression or anxiety could turn out to be wonderful. Even a trauma
Yes.
can turn out to be a positive. It propels you forward. It helps you take inspired action. So that for me is positive.
Yes.
Yeah.
How you deal with the problem. We talk about many modalities of love and the vibration of love. What does it mean to you, and how do you think it's important?
I think especially now it's so important to check with yourself and choose love over and over again, because we've
Yes.
been challenged a lot.
Yes.
There's a lot of fear around this pandemic. There's a lot of fear around health. There's a lot of fear more than ever. And I think it's a call for us all to step more into love and compassion and kindness. And first and foremost to yourself. So honor yourself, serve your soul with your whatever you do in your life, whoever you spend your time with. It's not worth it to give into the fear. I refuse to do that. I do fall into fearful patterns sometimes where I get overwhelmed by fear. I always try to remember the truth of who I am, which is love. That's it. It's infinite. It's the most powerful thing we as humans can comprehend, we can share and express. That's the ultimate thing. It's synonymous with God, honestly.
Yes.
For me, it's the same: God, source, spirit, love. It's everything. It's all of us. It makes the seasons turn and the blood in our veins flow. It's just everything. Yeah, it's very powerful.
Let's explore near death experiences. They're called NDs. You don't have to die, okay? To experience these, you can meditate. You can experience God's love, and it's infinite, and it is the answer to everything. Now, and then when you forget, there are tools. There are tools out there to help us reconnect, including the meditation, but there are more practical tools. And I wanted to bring that up today. Mel Robbins, the High Five Habits. And she talks about how we don't sometimes in life. I don't know who your parents are, but if we didn't receive it as a child, we don't have the tools to teach ourselves as adults to be seen, to be heard, to be appreciated, and that you really do matter. And the anomaly of us being even born is like 400 and a trillion or something. And eggs are very, very specific or picky, she says. I'm not going to say it correctly, but she goes through the entire of chapter 4 on how you can be seen, heard, appreciated for yourself. And that's why you high five yourself in the morning when you wake up. I also had a breakthrough before this call that if you practice being seen and heard for yourself, it comes so much more easy when you do it for other people. And I didn't realize that. It's a practice, and you do it every day. And then when you see other people, it's just so easy to see that light in someone else because it's a habit.
Yes.
And I was like, because at first there was a fleeting thought that I was like, this is selfish. To love yourself is selfish, but it's not. It's actually one of the most loving things you can do, because then you're seeing the world through the eyes of loving yourself, and you express that love to other people. And when we actually talked about, well, we talk about this every day. Sometimes we're triggered by certain people, or we're just standing in line at the supermarket and this person yells at you for no reason. In that moment, they're hating themselves for whatever reason, and they're expressing it. And that is how they're dealing with their life.
Or they're in a fear state, or you said, being selfish. Well, that's interesting, because if you really are vibrating at that love frequency, you have an understanding, the oneness
Yes.
that we are one with
Yes.
one another and with nature. We are just aspects of love and God
Yes.
in
God expressing
in
himself.
physical form, right? So
Yes.
when we are not being very loving to ourselves or to others, it doesn't feel good. And that's why
No.
we're going against our true nature, which is love. And people do a lot of awful, scary, nasty things operating from a place of lack or
Fear.
fear. Yeah, it's really that simple. I went through my library. Marianne Williamson, Return to Love,
Yes. I love her so much.
for sure. I don't have that one right now, but I have a couple other good ones that I thought might be good to shout out.
Yes,
I
please.
have Louise Hay. It's called Love Your Body. It's a positive affirmation guide for loving and appreciating your body. It's a cute
Ah,
little,
beautiful.
yeah. And it literally goes through every part of your body and it has an affirmation. When I was in the UK, I went to this Buddhist monastery and I got this book, Wisdom from Chinese Literature and Buddhist Classics. I like it because sometimes I'll use this in order to guide my meditation. It has 365 days of quotes. So I want to go to February 14th and see what
Okay.
it says. Forgiveness. Out of love comes compassion, and out of sympathy comes forbearance.
That book, when you held it up, my eyes lit up because it just has, I don't know, it has some energy in it.
I love it, and I try to remember to do it when I meditate. I just love it because it has every day of the year.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. You know this book, The Magic?
No, I have read The Secret, but that's by the same people.
Basically, all this says is practice gratitude for
Yes.
everyone and everything. And that is sure to raise your vibration to the love frequency. Absolutely. The five languages of
Oh,
love
yes, I have listened to this.
for single or for a relationship.
Yes. My takeaway from that book is how to communicate. Just because you might express love through giving gifts, someone else might express love through making you dinner or
Totally.
something. And if you can find what their love language is and how they love, even in friendships, even in like platonic relationships, if that's
Yeah.
how they express themselves and you understand that, then you can understand that they're expressing care. That makes a world of a difference.
Yeah. And appreciate it, even though it's
Yes.
unique from what you want, you know?
Yes. And that goes
Anyway.
back to the be seen, be heard, appreciated, and how they do think you matter, but they're just not expressing it how maybe your parents expressed it when you were a kid. And so you have to try to understand that's what it is. It's how you find tools in that moment where you're down, how you pick yourself up, how you love yourself, like you were saying.
Yeah. There
I
you
think
go.
I think that's the answer to this whole like thing. I don't know. I felt tingles. It's how we deal with those problems. And and the most beautiful thing is when you let go.
Yeah, that's the thing. That the relationship with self goes above any other relationship you're going to have, and it will assist all your other relationships and make them more well-rounded and healthy. It doesn't really matter if people get it or don't get it, as long as you're respecting you and honoring you. So, yeah, I felt mistreated recently. I felt like I wanted to say something in order to honor myself because it wasn't okay with me. And in the moment, I froze up and I couldn't react. Later, I went back and I said what I needed to say. And I felt good for standing up for myself, for using my voice. That's a very important theme for me these days, and being, heard. And the person didn't really respond. So obviously they weren't moved by it, but I did what I needed to do for me. And
Yes.
I'm proud of me. And so it's like showing up for yourself, become your own best friend.
Yes.
And it's taken me a long time. But now, if I'm in trouble, the first person that's going to run to the rescue is me,
Yes.
for me.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. And the way I see it is to use the tools that are available to you. Another tool you can use to help you with your mindset and loving yourself is Florence Scovel Shinn's writings. She has these great affirmations, like the one, I cast my burden on the Christ within. And it's just a way of removing the negative feeling that you have when you're disconnected with self-love, and you remove that negative feeling by saying that mantra or affirmation. She also has another very wonderful tool that helps me when I feel lack. It has something to do with how she looks at you look at your purse with abundance. And I've been reading this quote a lot. My supply comes from God, and you can say universe if you want to. Whatever fits your definition. I have the magic purse of the spirit. It can never be depleted. As my money goes out immediately, money comes in under grace and in perfect ways. I always see it crammed, jammed with money, yellow bills, green bills, pink checks, blue checks, white checks, gold, silver, and currency. I see it bulging with abundance. I feel my bag heavy with money.
Yeah.
I love this quote. And I have another one of hers that money comes to me perfectly under grace and in perfect ways. And that under grace and in perfect ways is so important because it brings the energy of not money being taken from someone, but it's coming through you lovingly in a way that works. And then when you spend that money, it's that same kind of vibration. Abundance, yes. And a positive abundance. And that's what I mean by positivity. We are evolving species, learning about ourselves and expressing ourselves through God. So we're going to have our ups and downs because we need to expand. And that's how we're going to expand, is through learning and growing. And sometimes that means pain. Sometimes that means crying. Sometimes that means losing friendships and regaining them when you're at the same frequency.
I noticed that you're using the word
God.
Yeah. I mean, people can say God, love, universe, life force, energy, chi, prana, spirit, source. There are all these different words that I think essentially mean the same thing. But I was just curious. I kind of use a mix of those,
Yes.
Which word resonates with you?
Well, it's just really just a feeling when you get to that meditative state. It's this vibration, this frequency. I don't know if this is the right word. I mean, there's so many words because we're trying to express how we feel, right? So you can call it the kundalini. It's a vibration that you feel. And I did see things in my meditation, but it was just love, the frequency of love. And I honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like God doesn't give a crap what we call him or her.
Of course.
And so for me, that word I use, God, I think all those things are the same. If you really wanted to get down to the word, it would be love. That's it.
I agree.
It's just love.
Whatever works for you. It doesn't really matter what you call it. And I love that you said that, because it's like it goes beyond
words, really.
It transcends all this.
I'm going to get off a tangent. Spelling. We call it spell. We're under a spell. But I feel like there are words and the way that we could speak. And this is another part of Positive Words, Positive Life. It's how we use our words. When we find ourselves in a particular point, what tools are available to grow, to learn from? We don't have to be the same person we were yesterday. I sure should. I'm not the person I was yesterday. So tell me what you have planned.
Yeah, I'll probably host a workshop in Los Angeles in the coming months. And then in spring or maybe early summer, I'll have another goddess retreat, maybe even in Ojai or elsewhere. I'm not sure.
You should visit her website at Greek Goddess Living. Actually, we're working on it. We're working on it right now. We are both very multiverse, talented women. I'm proud to say that we are. We help each other out in the world. Another thing about We Are Love is to feel honored, to love yourself, to experience God's love. You don't have to try to make somebody happy. You don't have to achieve a goal. You can just be. And I believe I got that from watching an episode of Women of Impact from Lisa Bilyeu and Mel Robbins. Sorry if I said your last name wrong. I love watching her show. That's another thing you can watch to help you expand and grow. It did take a miracle for us to be born. Thousands and billions, trillions of eggs. I think I got the number wrong, but lots and lots of eggs that were picky, and it made you.
Yeah. I use this a lot. I'll say, let your inner goddess shine.
Yes.
With my brand. And what that really means is to recognize the divine within you and all around you. I just got chills. I just gave myself
So
chills.
beautiful.
It's true though, like when you really connect with that,
Yes.
we are so sacred and we are divine beings of love and light. And we forget that because we are in this physical world and there's a lot of stuff going on that tries to get us away from love. But yeah, just let's return to love.
I felt that was so amazing. And I just want to share a testimonial. I have been there since the beginning of her events and her workshops. We've connected. We've grown some beautiful relationships with ourselves and through our friendships. And it's amazing. If you can see when she posts her next event, definitely you want to go. You'll want to go. It'll change your life.
Thank you.
Meeting the people that go to that she attracts is just a beautiful, amazing thing. And I have a new goal. I want to go on one of your retreats. Actually,
Yes.
it's a new goal of mine.
Thank
Yes.
you, Lee. I love you.
I love you. We are going to be running out of time soon. So
yeah.
Closing statements, takeaway. Let's have you do the takeaway.
Just remember to love yourself first, fill your cup first. That way you can serve others better and you can show up in the world better. It's not easy, but you'll get there. Just keep practicing self-love. I hope you guys take time to do a nice bath or do your nails. I need to get mine done, or have a massage, or just meditate, just sit with yourself, get into nature, do what you got to do. It can be simple. It doesn't even have to cost money, you know?
Yes.
But give yourself that time. You deserve it and you're worth it. That's what I would like to say for Valentine's Day. Just remember to show yourself some love.
That concludes this first episode. Thank you so much for listening in. We have a gift for you. It is a free guided meditation by Katerina. You won't want to miss it. Look for it on our page and our YouTube channel. May you experience self-love today and every day.